You know, growing up in America in the 70s and 80s, man, you can tell it was a total different time frame than what we're dealing with today. And one of the things I'm talking about is we just grew up automatically. I think our father and our mothers, man, I think they literally raised us right. We saw their behavior towards those that were their seniors and those who reared and raised them. They had so much honor, so much respect for those that were older than them, that gone on for them, that it translated. They actually taught us how to have honor for the hoary-headed people, how to not dishonor, how to have respect for our elders. That's all but gone out here. I mean, chivalry is gone. Order and respect is gone. I mean, who in the world is really, truly, who understands in this generation, honor your father and your mother so your days may be prolonged upon the soil which Yahweh your Elohim giveth you? Man, I mean, Paul, when you read in his book, he said he has begotten sons. Okay, if you've begotten sons, and obviously if you've begotten sons and you're the father in the faith right here concerning these sons, how should a son respond and react towards his father? Should it not be with honor and respect? Man, social media, man, has perverted and made literally antichrist out of a lot of people. I mean, this generation right here, you could be 20 years older, 20 years somebody's senior, and the people that are 20 years younger than you, they expect for you to respect them and have more respect for them than you do your own self and those who are older. I sat there the other day on the internet and I watched this old, I think it was an old man, all right? I watched this old man, he was just walking along, or was it a woman? Either way it goes bad. It's even worse with a woman. I saw them walking along, minding their own business, and I saw a young man come right up next to him and just knock the teetotal hell out of him. That person is going to die a very horrific and early death. You got to worry about what the world is going to do to him. But I would tell you this. There were a couple of guys that saw that. Man, they chased that guy down and they put boots to his rear end. I said, hey, justice. And they're still going to die a horrific death. Because, the world, they call it karma and all this other stuff. I don't believe in this stuff. They call it karma and all this other stuff. But I'm going to tell you one dang thing. Sowing and reaping. I can only imagine in the spirit realm what is already put in motion for people who have did this type of dishonor to the hoary-headed people. And then, watch this, and then putting your mouth on older people. Just dishonor, disrespecting, talking to them just like they're your age and they're your peers. Man, and you know what? And people out here who are old and foolish, trying to be like this young generation, talking like this young generation. Man, people who are older and foolish teaching. Some of the greatest problems are the people who are older and foolish. Life just wasted. And life ain't amounted to nothing. I was talking the other day about how I was telling the brothers the other day. As I remember, after being in the military for 5 years, right, I would go back on the block. And you know what I seen? I still seen the same old scallywag, dirty Negroes sitting on the same block, holding the same 8-ball beer and talking the same old trash and mess like they were the wisest people in the world. Mind you, and the only thing they got to their name is they had on a pair of Jordans. And so I remember one of them asked me, he said, man, how is it jumping out of airplanes? And so I began to tell them. And so they was actually trying to search for something that they did to try to one up what I'm doing and what I was accomplishing in my life at that time. And you know what I did? I just sat and watched and listened to him. And everybody was centering the conversation around me because they wanted to know what I'm going through in the military, what I'm doing in the military and all this. Oh man, anytime I said anything, this old scallywag back on the block now. Are you following me? And mind you, I'm talking at this time, this cat was only 5 years older than me, but yet he been everywhere, he know everything, and don't know nothing. And the sum of his whole life still has him sitting right there, standing next to that same old pole. And you know what? If they didn't improve the place, I guarantee that pole is still there. And if he ain't dead and gone, he probably still sitting there holding that same old pole up. Now, I mean holding it up, I mean standing next to it. But there's no honor or no respect at all nowadays. Guess what? I'm going to tell you what I learned in life. The dishonor and the disrespect you give, it's coming back to you. Oh, it's funny. Oh, you can laugh at it all day long. It sure is. It's funny as hell. But whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. Whether you know it, comprehend it, or not in this generation, the book teaches you to honor the hoary-headed people. The worst thing you can do is put your mouth on someone, especially considerably your senior. Worst thing you can do. Don't be like a lot of these old fools out here. I'm telling you, man, learn. Live and let learn and enjoy a life of peace when you get older. Because, I mean, y'all got to understand this. Just the other day, I was on internet, on Facebook, and I was looking at, high school. And every once in a while, they're always posting, in the 4 years of school or high school, 3 years of high school, they're posting someone has passed away and somebody's gone on. And well over half of my graduating class is already gone. And we're close to 60. We ain't 60 yet, but they're gone. And things happen. It ain't shut. Life is short. It's just that, man, people get focused. Be an honorable young man and young woman so that when you get older, it will be reciprocated back to you. You don't want to bring undue curses upon yourself. You don't want to do that at all. You want to live a life of peace so peace can be returned to you. You don't want to dishonor and disrespect and then end up receiving that same dishonor and disrespect on another whole level when you get older. I'm trying to give y'all some advice. I really, truly am. I can only imagine how many people are living in assisted livings in their 50s and their early 60s, and their quality of life has just went to pots because they probably was a bad person in their younger years, a disrespectful person, a very dishonorable person, and now they probably got somebody in here. I can only imagine how bad somebody's going to end up being to them. There's a law, sowing and reaping. It really truly means something. It truly does. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. And I'm telling y'all, what comes around, it does go around. You sow to the flesh, you will of the flesh reap corruption. You sow to the spirit, you will of the spirit reap life, and that more abundantly. And that's just a fact. That's spiritual principles. Some of you are hard-headed and stubborn and evil. Some of you are disrespectful and dishonorable. Some of you have got a trashy mouth and a trashy spirit. And there ain't nothing good that you've ever done for one day in your life. And if you did do good, it ain't last long. You probably had more bad days on this earth than you have had good. It's just a sad, sad thing. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, life is really, really short. Ain't it, Mother?
Absolutely.
It is. It ain't as long as y'all think it is. These decades be rolling. These decades be rolling. rolling. Man, do they be rolling. Man, I can only hope I said something to stimulate thought. If you see somebody out here being dishonorable, disrespectful, man, don't do it. No matter how much you may be tempted or your flesh do, gain some self-control, gain some spiritual maturity, and don't succumb to like a lot of these people have done. Don't do it. Don't succumb to the low base mundane mindset of the flesh. Don't do it. Don't do it. Sow to the spirit. Sow to the spirit. Operate on a higher plane. Be honorable. Be respectful. Don't follow the wave of this social media because it's damning a lot of people's soul. It's damning them.